Well, if you look right here, here's a good example of Mr. Nice Guy / Domino effect, okay? This all started out with the right fender. Remember, the right fender was rotted out, so I had to find another fender, and I didn't want to buy an aftermarket one because the aftermarket ones don't fit worth a shit, and they're cheap and inexpensive. Am I right or wrong? Okay? So, my friend Pete takes his time out, goes to the junkyard, gets some factory fenders, okay? Finally finds a truck, piece of shit that it was. You know, these old trucks, they're getting hard to find. These fucking things never were perfect in the first place. And I finally find a truck with some shady ass parts, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and fix it. I'm gonna go ahead and fix the parts that I bought. So I tell the guy, yeah, let me have those. And guess what fucking happens? I end up buying a used aftermarket fender. It's an aftermarket fender from some aftermarket fucking supplier. So that means this truck had gotten in a wreck at one time, and there you go. How can I tell it's aftermarket? How can I tell it's an aftermarket fender, you're saying? How do you know? Well, I can tell by how cheap and inexpensive it is, for one. Okay, and I can also tell by the holes not lining up with the inner fender well. If you look right here, they didn't even put the clips on these two. This one probably didn't line up at all. This one they had the clip on, but they used a self-tapping screw on it. And then this one here, they said, fuck it, okay, it doesn't line up, let's just use a, you know, self-tapping screw. Another way that I can tell is by the trim that's used on this. If I look at the screws, I know that those are aftermarket screws. Those aren't the factory screws because they're more flat than they are round. The factory original ones had a little bit of a crown on the head. Okay, and then I look at the molding here and I see that it's very cheap and inexpensive, and yeah, so, you know, that's our luck, though. That's the fucking luck we have being Mr. Fucking Nice Guy! Well, we've come to a conclusion over here. I'm sorry, did I say we? Well, you know, it is kind of lonely over here, and I do talk to myself a lot. So maybe there is a we here. I don't know. My friend Pete has finally come to the conclusion, I'm not putting the aftermarket bullshit used fender on there. There's no fucking way, okay? First of all, the bolt holes won't line up. Second of all, I got to do body work to it. So if I have to do body work to it, why don't I go ahead and take the aftermarket fender that I got and go ahead and repair this fender, the original one, and then we got the original parts and everything will bolt together. Should I do that? I mean, let's think it over. Let's look at it and see what we got here. We got all the factory holes here for our molding. This is dented right here, but this is an easy fix. We can fix that. Of course, this is all crushed in down here. And, well, we do have the rust from the battery. That's why the rust occurs on these trucks on the right-hand fenders, because the battery sits in this area on the inside, and then it drips the acid down and rots out the fender. Should I go through the hassle of cutting that section out, cutting the section out of the used fender? The used fender, I mean, let's look at the used fender. Let's go over it and see. I mean, what would you do in a situation like this? Look at the used fender right there. You can see that it's all crushed and dented as well. So it's a catch-22, whatever the fuck catch-22 means. I hear a lot of people use that. It's a catch-22 situation that says, you know, you can do it this way or you can do it that way, but any way you fucking do it, you're stuck in the fucking ass like a big stick with nails. And don't tell me that doesn't fucking hurt. So, the only thing that we can do, is do the best job that we can do. Because that's basically what it's all about, see? That's basically what it's about. You know, the truck it's a memorable truck. It's a truck that has been handed down from generation to generation. It's a 3-generation truck, okay? What would you do? What would you do out there? Go original, okay? Take the original factory fender that we know is gonna bolt on there and line up perfect versus the aftermarket $80 fucking fender that we bought at the junkyard and stuck it in our fucking ass with a stick full of fucking nails. You know that's gotta hurt. So I'm gonna take a chance and I'm gonna go ahead and cut this section off. I'm gonna go ahead and replace this whole section, okay? And do it the way that my friend Pete has the gut feeling that says that's the way we ought to do it. Okay, before I flip my fender over, before I measure it and flip it over, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the top of the fender where I need to cut it. You see what I'm saying? And what that's gonna do, that's already gonna be cut. Then we'll go on the bottom, we're gonna repeat our process, and we'll precisely measure the bottom of it, wherever the rust is, and we'll cut the bottom. Pry bar, go ahead, pop that out, there it is, get it out of here, just like that. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and repeat our process on the junkyard, aka aftermarket piece of shit fucking fender, and do the exact same thing, and we'll go ahead and get it cut where we'll be able to weld it right on there. I'll be back, take it easy, and learn, okay? Watch, listen, and learn, and you too can do what the fuck I'm doing. Going fucking crazy! Well, this is actually day 2 on our pile of shit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say pile of shit. I didn't mean to say that, because it's going to be a beautiful piece of pile of shit when I'm done. I didn't say pile of shit again. I keep saying pile of shit. Okay, beautiful 4x4, big 4x4, 77 Chevy truck. Okay, this is day 2 on our fender. We've been working on a fucking fender, going on 2 days now. Let's get a look at this fucking mess. Let's look at this piece of shit. I'm sorry, I said piece of shit again. Why do I keep saying piece of shit? I don't understand. So if you look right there, you can see where we've actually spliced in the lower, front fender section. Now what I did, I welded it on the back side, and then I got to hang the fender. If you notice, I've hung the fender back on the car, because not just that the fender was wrecked in this area here, but the same fucking wreck, the same accident was going on the used fender. I have to take my dent puller, which you can see I've already started that. I got to take my dent puller and get all this in line and all this in sync before I weld it together. I got to keep that body line, you can see as it goes up and around, I got to keep that body line in order, okay? And weld this on there precisely to make it look precise. But are we gonna be done there? Is that the end of the front fender? Is that the end of the front right fender? Hell no. Because then we gotta take the fender back off the car, And we gotta get a piece of the other fender that goes on the back side of the fender, cut it out, section it in there to get rid of all that rust. It's a great fucking scuff and paint job going on here. Great fucking scuff and paint job. Thank you! Alright, what we got our dead puller hooked up. I got my welder turned on as well. We gotta get this fender, and I see that even up here, it's dented in. Up in this area here, you can't even see that. But what we gotta concentrate on, we gotta concentrate down in this area right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and spot weld that right there where it's at. We're gonna work our way around it and see if we can get this fucking thing done. Getting into the section here where this piece here, okay, it has to be flat, which I know it is because the molding was on there, and then of course it was all rotted and rusted down here. So now what we got to do, we got to fucking pull this out to meet up with the other sec. I have a right to be pissed off. I think I do. Fucking welder. Go ahead and catch that right there. We're gonna go ahead and weld that. Now, once we look at it, you can see that it's coming along pretty good. I need to go ahead and take this off of here. I need to get that off of there so I can weld that up. And it's fucking gonna work. It's gonna work because I am going to finish it. And it will work. To the end. But are we gonna be done there? Is that the end of the front fender? Is that the end of the front right fender? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.